All right, welcome back to the Gup Shup podcast. Today we're going back in time to junior high. And we should mention that junior high, for Americans out there, that's kind of like middle school. So grades 7 to 9, you'd be around 13 to 15 years old.
Yeah, but it's not grade 7 to 9 everywhere in Canada. Even within Canada, there's some middle schools. They call it middle school, and it's grade 6 to 9.
Yeah, it's because in Toronto or in Ontario, they use the American system for some reason.
Or is it 6 to 8? Because their high schools are 4 years.
Yeah, they use the American system in Toronto, but we're Canadian here.
Toronto.
So for us, junior high is going to be grade 7 to 9.
Yes.
13 to 15. So there's a lot of, it's an age of, how do you describe junior high in terms of your mental facilities? How were you in junior high? How would you describe yourself? Because I know how you were in junior high, but how would you describe yourself?
Hormonal.
That
was very. It was weird. I think not just me, but a lot of us were going through it all.
Definitely me, for example. I started growing my beard in junior high.
Oh yeah.
And I think I should have shaved a lot earlier than I did because my beard was really scraggly, but I was proud of it for some reason.
It was giving Shaggy from Scooby-Doo.
It was giving Shaggy. Yeah. I think shaving should be done until you can actually grow a proper beard. Like no halfway stuff anymore. I think just shave until you can grow a proper beard.
At least you shaved and you didn't get it waxed. Some brown boys, they get their first facial hair waxed and it just ruins them for the rest of their lives.
Do you know anyone that had that done?
Yes, but I won't name names. I don't want to embarrass anyone like that.
All right.
So we're going to do junior high, but we're going to specifically talk about stories about our junior high. So this is going to be, I can say our junior high name, right? It's fine.
Yeah,
it's fine.
We don't go there anymore.
So we went to Grandview Heights in Edmonton, and all of these stories are going to be pertaining to Grandview Heights between the years.
Maybe let's not get as
Okay, I won't say the year because somebody might be able to stalk us.
Yeah, let's not.
They'll go back and see our class photos there.
Oh, I look like such a dweeb. I look back. First of all, I had such long hair. I think somebody called me salad head at one point.
Really?
It was obnoxiously long. So I don't want anybody else going back and looking for any photos of me back then.
I think we should talk about our first impressions of each other.
I think we should.
I remember the first time You
just went right into it. I was going to ask who goes first.
No, I have a really clear image of it. The first time, I think, because we were in the same class in grade 7, right? You don't even remember.
I think so.
The first time, I think we were in class, and this was the first day, and I remember you clearly just because a lot of us didn't hit puberty, but you did. And everyone was introducing themselves, and all the boys still have the little childish voice, and then suddenly they're doing attendance, and they announce they're reading out names, and the teacher is like, Bavia? And this guy in like the deepest, lowest voice is like, Bavia. We're all like,
hey, the name is Big B.
And we all were like really disgusted. We're like, why does this boy have such a deep voice? What's wrong with him? And we thought you were doing it on purpose. Like, I didn't realize until later that your voice is actually just like that.
You thought I was trying to like act like a man in grade 7?
Yeah. I don't remember like visually, like I don't remember like how you looked or whatever. I just remember your voice, and that was like, I remember I was sitting next to like an old friend, and we both made fun of you that time.
Wow.
We were like, what's wrong with this kid? Why does his voice sound like that?
The first impression I had of you, you were tall.
Oh yeah.
I remember that. I think you were one of the tallest girls, not just in junior high, but all the way through high school as well.
Second tallest girl in my class.
Yeah, and you also had a very long braid, so I noticed that as well. It went out all the way, like your waist, I think. That was like waist length at least.
To my hips, yeah.
Hips, yeah. So that was the first impression I have.
That's every Punjabi girl's kind of milestone, growing out your hair until your hips.
And it's like you have to reach that, like check that off the list, and then you can do whatever you want with your hair.
Exactly. That was funny. But let's get started. So we will share stories of ourselves and just like others, vaguely, just like in general, like of our classes and old friends and classmates and teachers throughout this podcast. But they might be relatable to other people who went to junior high because a lot of the dynamics are very similar.
I think there's a lot of archetypes that everybody in junior high ends up relating to, especially with teachers, because you always have that one teacher that does this.
That's true. I like archetypes. That's nice. That reminds me of junior high in English.
Because we learn about archetypes in junior high.
So one thing about our junior high to keep in mind, though, is Granby Heights was considered an academic school. So we had to do a entrance exam, and we had to sit through our entrance exam and pass. And technically, you're supposed to be smart to get in. And I say technically very loosely.
Because we're here, and we got in somehow. I also remember to get in.
Why are you calling me dumb?
Okay, maybe she deserved it, me not so much. But I remember we also had to submit a portfolio to get in.
Oh, like a presentation, right?
We had to make a PowerPoint presentation as to why we should get into this junior high school. This 13-year-old.
Grade 6. This poor 12-year-old grade 6 kid is making it. I remember that.
Yeah. And for mine, I was like, what do I even put in this portfolio? So I put in like the fact that I made like a paper mache project of Mars in elementary. And I used that as my, like, to show that I'm a scientific guy, like my art project.
I still have my presentation. I don't remember putting anything like that. My presentation was titled All About Me. And I wrote stuff like, my favorite color is orange.
That's a very
My favorite animal is this. I have a brother. Like things like that. I don't remember writing like, I made a bridge all by myself. I'm very engineer like. I
think maybe my parents just maybe take it a bit too seriously. Maybe it was just supposed to be like, have fun and tell us about yourself. And then I was like, what have I accomplished in elementary? It's like a job application.
That's true.
But the point of the fact that it was like an academic school is that to some extent there were nerds there. We considered ourselves some level of nerd because we wanted to go to an academic school. So that's like a demographic you have to keep in mind.
So let's start with our first segment, which is who won the prank war. So there were a lot of pranks in junior high that we took a part of. So we'll highlight maybe like our top 3. So let's start off. You explain about the hand sanitizer war.
Yeah, that happened a lot later. I think that's like, when I'll be careful with my words.
No, so like I think
when kids need to touch each other, they find ways to do it that's acceptable. So hugs are out of the question. No hugging allowed, no holding hands allowed, or else you'd get, destroyed by your peers. So instead, you'd have to do something.
Slap each other with hand sanitizer?
Exactly. So there's like hand sanitizer dispensers all over their school, and it was like the foamy hand sanitizer. So I would get a bunch of that, like 5 or 6 pumps, and then you just have to wait until you were my main target, until you'd come around and then whap right in the face. And
I do it to a lot of people too, though. So I wouldn't agree that it was just like a reason, like whatever kids. I think I was just being annoying. I did it to more than one person. Like I did it to you.
You were in for the thrill of the game.
I was in for the thrill. Also, like, how is this allowed? Because like hand sanitizer in the face, eyes. I remember I smacked you in the face a few times with hand sanitizer.
And it did get in my eyes.
Yeah, I do remember. Oh, I remember. There was one time I was in the hallway and I was hiding behind the corner. And I, like what you said, I had like the hand sanitizer ready, and then you came, and I remember winding my arm all the way back, and I smacked you in the face, and you were such a serious kid. This was like really early in the sanitizer war. Mm-hmm. And I remember you took your glasses off, and you wiped your eyes, and you were just done, and you're like, I can't open my eyes anymore.
Okay, I probably was overreacting, and like it wasn't probably that serious, but I guess, yeah, I remember that.
But I remember we started keeping tally, like who got who more.
Yeah. I don't remember what the final score was.
I think I won.
Just because of sheer volume. Yeah.
Yeah, I think I got. I remember getting in trouble though. I feel like we got caught. Like whoever was taking part of it. It wasn't just you and me. Like there were like some other guys part of it.
I think so. Yeah.
But I just remember like teachers coming out in the hall and being like, "What are you guys doing?"
Because not only was it assault, it was assault with a chemical weapon at that point.
I know. Like how so dumb. I like it's just. This is why I don't like my junior high self. Like it's just cringe.
I think we had like a better prank though at the end of the year with the water balloons.
Oh yeah.
It was like, I can't remember which grade it was, but basically.
That was grade 9.
That was
grade 9. We had a year-end party.
Yeah. So every year junior high had a year-end party where everyone in the community would get together. It was like a potluck / party. It
was fun. There was like a bouncy castle, I remember.
And there's like a DJ. And
oh yeah, there was a DJ.
There's like a games happening and like dancing happening. And it was all outside.
Mhm.
But for grade 9, because it was our last year of junior high, me and a couple of my friends, we went to Dollarama, got a bunch of water balloons, and then filled them all up at one of our friends' houses that lived nearby.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, and they're like really cheap water balloons, first of all, so they weren't high quality or anything, but we got like hundreds of them, and then we transported them all in like a wagon. So
Yeah, and they were like in buckets too,
yeah,
right? Yeah.
there's like buckets full of water balloons and the buckets in like a big wagon, and we just brought them all over.
Mhm.
We brought them all over to this party, and what we were envisioning was like a massive water balloon fight. What actually, whoa, what actually ended up happening was that like 50% of the water balloons just broke, and whoever was trying to throw it, their hands.
Also, it wasn't like a mutual fight. I feel like all the guys took water balloons and attacked the girls. That's what I remember. I just remember my image is remembering running away with a bunch of girls away from the guys with water balloons.
You might remember that, but you know what I remember? I remember walking and then getting ambushed by a bunch of girls with water balloons.
By girls?
You included.
No.
Yes.
I did not throw. I can't throw anything. I can't even throw a dodgeball. Like, there's no way I threw a water balloon.
I definitely got ambushed by somebody.
Okay, but it wasn't me though. It was probably like the sporty girls that could actually throw. But
First of all, the balloons are cheap, so throwing was an achievement in and of itself.
yeah, but all I remember was getting ambushed by guys. And then also I remember those guys walking with water balloons, like they were sneaking up. Like we were there and they were sneaking up on us. And they were trying to be really sly about it. Like it was two guys. I don't remember who it was, but there was two guys and they're sneaking up. And I'm like, what are you guys doing? Why are you coming closer? And then suddenly you just see like these two wet stains down their pants on the sides where their pockets are. And they realize their water balloons burst in their pockets. And I was like, this is very good job. Very sly. I don't know. Water balloons were fine, but not my favorite. Like, I don't like being ambushed by water balloons.
But I'll count that as a prank that worked in my favor. Because overall, you were the one that ended up getting.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. So that's where you won.
Yeah.
Then the last prank was so funny. So there was this trend during junior high where, like, I don't know if you guys have probably seen it. I got pranked like this when I was a child. It's like it wasn't the exact same thing, but you know, like when you do those mazes and then you tell like a little kid who's really innocent, and you're like, do this game, it's so fun. And then they try to do the maze, but as soon as you touch the wall, this really scary image and screaming comes to your face. Someone did that to me when I was just a child, like when I was 5. So I decided there was this link, and me and this guy I knew, like he told me about it, where if you send somebody the link, they click it. I remember, and just keep in mind, I was very annoying in junior high. If you click the link, this person just pops up. So during our final exams in junior high, they used to have mandatory study sessions where there would be no classes like the week before finals or exams, but they would open the gym and there would be desks there where you have to sit, and it's like forced studying on Chromebooks. So I remember, I think Bhavya got up because I hated this kid. Like, let's mess with him. So Bhavya got up to I don't know where he went, and he left his Chromebook unattended, screen open, right? Like everything open. Like he didn't even bother turning off the screen. So I went to his laptop and I put the link in, and I kept the tab open, and then I closed his screen. So then, I remember it was a really good prank. That one was nice. He came back, sat down, and then you tend to jump really easily with jump scares. Open a screen, and you fully just like
I lost it.
You lost it, like you jumped.
I was trying to close it. It wouldn't close.
Yeah, because it started making a loud noise, right?
Loud noise. Because I don't know how it happened, but I think I put my headphones in first and then opened it for some reason. Yeah. Which was a horrible idea. And
instead of trying to take your headphones off, you're just trying to turn off the...
It's like, get it off. That image is still in my mind to this day.
I can't even remember what it was.
You picked the one. It was Jeff the Killer.
I don't remember.
It was the one creepypasta that I kind of like knew about, and I kind of read into it.
Creepypasta?
Yeah. Remember back in the day, it's like those creepy stories where it's like there's like a disturbing image and some made up story behind it to scare kids.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Well, you got lucky because that Jeff the Killer traumatized me for a while.
I don't know. It was just entertainment.
One image that actually like scared me. So good job. But it was actually a good prank, I gotta admit. Like it got me good.
My bad. Well,
I'm not still traumatized.
Oh, I was like, can you imagine? He has PTSD. You're like, every time you see a picture now, you're like, oh no, start shaking. But no, that was, man. And the more I talk about junior high, I'm just like getting secondhand embarrassment right now.
I think that's the point of junior high.
Like, I just got to get all the cringe out. Like,
You got it. It's a purge. It's a cleanse. You got to do it.
Okay, so that was it for our segment about pranks. Now we will talk about some gym stories. I have quite a few.
I love gym.
Oh man, gym stories in Grandview Heights was crazy.
Because first of all, our gym was so small.
Oh yeah.
This is the first story I got to talk about is that there was a volleyball team and I was part of it. And I'll talk more about it later. But our gym, we practiced in our gym and the roof was so low that teams coming in to play volleyball against us would start complaining because the roof was that low.
Really?
Yeah, they would have their own like normal sized gyms where they could actually bump the ball up and it wouldn't hit the ceiling. The second they come to, we had a real home court advantage.
Yeah.
I can guarantee we won games because of our roof.
Did you guys do really good too?
We won everything.
Oh wow.
We won gold. I mean, it was like Division 4. So the lowest, we were the best of the worst, but like, it was so fun. And every time a team came over and lost because of our roof, I was like, yes, get good.
Get good.
The other team, they're like, when the roof's low, I'm like, not my problem. Not my problem.
But yeah, this is their reaction.
So that's the first thing, is that our gym was really, really small.
Yeah, and since we're on the topic of volleyball, like one memory I have is I went and watched a couple boys volleyball games. And let me tell you, Bubby will hit the ball with anything but his arms. I've seen this guy hit the volleyball with his face. Like the number of times that your glasses were broken, insane. I remember watching it in both games. You injured or you hit your face. One time it was because you hit the ball with your face. And the second time is you were running to set the ball, but you weren't looking in front of you. So this guy ran into the pole. And your glasses fell, and I was like, what is he doing?
My glasses are broken right now because of
volleyball.
Yeah.
Yeah, like literally like anything but your arms is used to play volleyball. Or your hands, I guess, because you're like setter, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but anyways,
Let's talk about your gym stories. You have some good ones.
Oh yeah. So I have a very classic gym story, and the guy who I'm talking about in the story, he knows the story. Till this day, every time I see him at the university, he always reminds me and likes to haunt me about it. So let's make it public. I won't name drop though. So our gym teacher, Mrs. Levold. Our gym teacher, Mrs. Levold. Yeah, she was a cool gal, but she was kind of strict. Like I was pretty scared of her during school. Now what happened was we were playing kickball indoors in gym class one time. And for kickball, like there's two teams. There's a team that's out in the field, which is our little gym, and the other team is lined up to pitch or not pitch, or kick the ball. So I was in line to kick the ball. I was like standing against the wall, and there was this guy in my class next to me. And I think there were like light switches behind her backs. So I wasn't the one, okay? I wasn't the one. He must have leaned back and his back knocked the light switches off. And then when the lights were off, you hear this piercing scream. Like this piercing scream that sounds like it came from a female. Not my fault that this guy, his scream sounds like a girl's scream. So it was him. He was screaming his head off. And then, I don't know, he or somebody turned the lights on. And then Mrs. Levold looks at me and she was like, Anjali, come here, drop down and give me 100. And I was like, for what? I literally was like, for what? Why am I giving, what did I do? And she wasn't letting me know like what exactly happened. She's like, just come and drop down, give me 100. And then she like told me, she like so immature, like you shut off the light, you scream. And I was like, buddy, that wasn't me. Why would I scream, right? Like I was mature enough in junior high to not be like that annoying. And the worst part is I can't even do one push-up. So for the rest of gym class, I had to do a punishment that I didn't deserve. I had to do 100 push-ups. The way I did 100 push-ups is that I started up in like the plank position on my hands and I went 1, 2, 3, 4 down. 5, 6, 7, 8 out. And I just did that because I remember she was like, "Do it on your toes." I'm like, "Buddy," and I was like,
I can barely do it on my knees.
I'm like, "I can barely do it on my knees." I'm like, "You've seen all those fitness tests? Like, pull up all the pages. We need to like write down how many push-ups you can do." I'm like, "You see, I never get past 20 for the knees, let alone the toes." Or she's like, "Do 100," and then I missed the rest of kickball because I'm like, I can't get up too fast, or else she's gonna know I didn't do 100. I was just like faking it. And then I remember afterwards, I approached her and I was like, I explained to her, I'm like, it wasn't me. Like, I just want to let you know. I don't remember, but I think after all those years, like she still never ended up believing me because he never came forward. This guy, he knew what he did.
Yeah.
And he laughed. Right. And then when I saw him again in high school, he reminded me. Undergrad, he reminded me. Even like a year ago, we bumped into each other and he was like, haha, remember when you had to suffer my like punishment? And I'm like, buddy, like just you wait. Just you wait. But it was kind of funny. It was funny. It wasn't funny then though.
It was a perfect crime. No one's gonna suspect the guy of screaming like a girl.
Exactly. You have another gym story?
I have another gym story about the fitness test.
Okay.
About the mile run.
Oh yeah.
But I think you were gonna.
I also have one too, so you can start.
I just want to talk about the fact we had to run a mile for a gym. I don't know is this a common thing?
No. Actually, we had it better. We had it way better. So apparently, other junior highs in Edmonton had to do something called the beep test. Have you heard of that?
I've done the beep test, yeah.
You've done it?
Yeah.
And I heard that's brutal.
Yeah.
Like brutal. At least the mile is okay.
Because a mile, you just got to run it and you're done. Whatever time you get is the time you get.
Yeah.
For the beep test, you go until you can't go any further.
Yeah.
So it's actually more of a test of your endurance than the mile is.
Exactly. And I've heard like from friends from other schools that said it was traumatizing to do the beep test.
Okay, it wasn't that bad. Like you gotta.
No, I heard it was bad, and maybe not for you, but for like somebody unfit like me. If I had to do the beep test, oh man, that wasn't going to be good. I would be crying.
I think the mile is better. Just it feels better to do, but the beep test is like, it's you don't pass the beep test. You just fail the least. That's the whole point of it. It's until failure, pretty much.
I don't want to do anything until failure. I want to do everything until success. I think my running the mile. Okay. Also, I think the mile helped. I feel like when from grade 6 to grade 7, I came in with this like baby fat. Mm-hmm. Like I think when you're like, going through puberty, especially girls, they get super chubby. Man, Mrs. Lavold, she made sure that didn't last. Grade 7 started, and the way I like glowed up, I shaved off all those pounds. Like I swear, I remember my family, like who don't live in Edmonton, they saw me like before that, like grade 6. They saw how like chubby I got, right? Like triple chin. I was like chubby.
You weren't that bad.
I was pretty chubby. No. I went into grade 7, and then they saw me at the end of grade 7. And they're like, "What happened?" I was like slim. Right? Like everything was gone.
You got a personal trainer.
And I was like, bro, like my gym teacher, she made me run a mile.
It was like every day, wasn't it? Or it was like twice a week.
No. Well, no. We had to just do the test, right?
No, once. We practiced a lot.
Did we practice? Yeah. Maybe that's why we lost. That's why I lost weight. Yeah. But for the mile, when we had the mile test, I remember, so I'm not fit. I'm gonna be real. Like in terms of like running, I hate running. So I remember I was the second slowest runner in the class, and there was one person that was slower than me. So we'd run the mile, and like it'd be scary because your gym teacher just stands there and you run, and if she sees you walking, she'll scream at you. She'll be like, "Stop walking, keep running." Mm-hmm. So I would there were like some hot spots I remember, like behind bushes, where I knew she couldn't see me, so I just stopped. So no wonder I was slow. I just stopped, right? Because I'd feel like, I think I was so like unfit, like my lungs would feel like it was like, especially in the winter, like your lungs just feel like they're about to like crack.
Like it's like blood. You can taste the blood in your throat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I remember like, I remember I used to tell myself, it's okay, Anjali. At least you're not last, right? Like second last is okay. But I remember after like maybe grade 8 or grade 9, like near the end of junior high, that guy who was like, the person who was like last, he like improved. Like he started picking it up. So
the actual competition.
So it was like not a competition who's first, who's not last, was a competition for me. So I remember I was taking it easy. I'm like, you know what? Like this person's gonna be a little bit behind. Like I'm fine. I could walk to the finish line now. So I started walking near the end, and I'm walking, and I remember this person jogged right by me, and the panic I had, I was like, no, am I gonna be the slowest runner in class? And I remember I sucked it up. I like I sprinted.
You actually ran for the first time, you know?
I like sprinted. No, I was still dying, but like I sprinted. I'm like,
to save your pride.
I'm like, I can't do this beastie. I'm like, if I get the label of slowest runner, like that's it. My life in junior high is gonna be ruined.
You had it easy though. If you got caught like walking, all she would do is tell you to start running. But if you got caught like skipping corners or cutting corners,
people used to do that.
Ooh, it's over.
I remember people used to do that. I used to get so mad, and they wouldn't get caught sometimes.
But when you did get caught, I think the punishment was like the next gym class. It's consistent running the entire class for an hour.
No way.
Yeah.
You know, that's the type of personal training. She should have been in personal training.
Could have. I think she could have made a killing in personal training.
Oh yeah.
Because she always had this saying, anybody can do X number of seconds. If it was a plank and then it was like everyone's struggling, she's like, and there's 10 seconds left, she's like, anybody can do 10 seconds or replace it with any number you wanted.
Yeah, I remember she used to say that.
I still use that to this day.
I completely forgot about that until you mentioned it. Speaking of planks, what do you remember about planks?
Can we say his name? It's a good thing, right?
Yeah. Yeah, you can.
My man Jesse, he was a plank. He was a plank of wood. That guy would stay in the plank position for, I think, what was his record? Like 14 minutes?
Yeah, it was 14 minutes. I remember after like...
Oh, is that the world record? No, that can't be the world.
No, that was him.
It was 14, right?
Yeah.
It was something crazy.
We all used to be done and dead, and we're like chatting, and we're all just staring at him, and he's just on the floor holding the plank.
And they would play the song Jesse's Girl while he was, because during the fitness test, she would play music on the speakers, and then whenever he's doing the plank, they would play Jesse's Girl because his name was Jesse.
I didn't know that. I don't remember that.
Okay. I remember that. It was good at detail.
I think by then I just lost my attention. I was just like, whatever. I was like, nice flex.
There's also the push-up thing where it's like you get maximum number of push-ups in like 60 seconds or something.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody got like 1 per second.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh my God. I just remember Jesse in the plank.
Yeah, that was definitely a standout.
That was amazing. Like, man, that guy, that plank is going to be like,
I think short people are
historical.
better at planks. I don't know why. I get a feeling.
Why? They're less weight?
No, something about like the momentum, like the leverage or like the moment arm.
I guess like if you think of it like a longer plank of wood, it would be more bendable.
Yeah.
A shorter plank of wood, like sturdy.
I think I did this in engineering. What's the term for it? I'll figure it out. I'll remember it later.
Okay. Another really quick gym story, and I'm sure many people have related to it, is the fear, like you fear your life. You know, you fear your life in junior high or high school gym, mostly junior high or elementary gym, sorry, when you're playing dodgeball and you accidentally hit the gym teacher in the face.
You did that?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Done that. There's no
Man, the fear in my eyes. I already can't throw. So I'm like aiming towards the right and she's standing at the left and my arm somehow, I'm like, my eyes are at the right and my arms go towards the left. So I remember we played dodgeball and I hit her in the face. Oh boy.
And then she pulled out the gun.
I was like, oh no, like that's it. It's over. It's over. I'm going to be punished for the rest of the year. And I think people do that. Like, I think this is an experience some people have where you're playing dodgeball and you accidentally hit your gym teacher in the face or head. Mm-hmm. That's just game over.
I think dodgeball is a nice sport because people take it very different ways. For some guys, the whole point of dodgeball was just whip it as hard as you can.
I hated that.
If it hits someone, that's great.
I hated that. I hate those people who like threw the ball really fast and like it would hurt.
No accuracy.
Like you feel the burn if it hits you.
Yeah. And then some people are like actually trying to win the game and some people are just trying to hide.
I was a hider.
What was the best version of like dodgeball? Like, you know, there's different variations. Like there's Dr. Dodgeball. What do you like? Which one do you like best?
I liked Dr. Dodgeball.
Because there's a chance to come back?
Yeah.
I like that too. I think I like elimination the least.
Elimination?
Yeah, so if you get hit, you have to sit down and you're out.
Oh.
And then
I don't mind that too, because sometimes I'll be like, just hit me. Let me just sit down.
And there's also like the basketball dodgeball where if you get
I hate that.
If you get a basket, everyone comes back in.
I hated that. There was always like that one guy on the other team that would always get it in. And I'm like, how is this fair? We're not going to win. Yeah. You know, oh my gosh. It was not on my list of stories to talk about, but you just reminded me of a story.
What?
Oh, it was a really funny story. Capture the flag.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Capture the flag. I remember I pulled the best move in history because we were playing capture the flag once and I guess we didn't have, what were those called? Pennies?
Pennies, yeah.
Man, the junior high pennies, by the way, stunk. They never cleaned
Nobody
it.
washed them.
Nobody washed them. You put it on, you can smell it, like from like years of
You could smell. You could class of like 2010. You could smell them.
Oh yeah. So I think we were playing capture the flag, and we were divided into 2 teams, but there were no pennies given because I think we just didn't have them or something. Like there weren't. So I remember while we were playing, at one point, like I saw nobody was the other team. Like I was near the line and not enough people were around to see me. So what I did is I turned around and walked backwards to their line, and then I went, and then I'm like standing on their side, like looking towards my team, and some guy came next to me and I'm like, bro, you stand here and keep an eye on her, okay? I'll go defend the flag, right? But obviously I didn't know where the flag was, so I was like, I can't act like I don't know. So like I start walking casually, like you gotta act really calm and chill about it. So I remember I spotted where the flag was and some people were guarding, and I literally went, guys, like I heard that the other team was planning like a whatever ambush. So you guys like go watch there. I'm gonna watch over the flag, okay? These dumb kids, they're like, yeah, okay. They left me alone with the flag, and I literally picked it up. And then I casually, nobody even noticed the flag was gone. I started walking towards the line. And then I was like, nah, this is it's too boring. I need to make it dramatic. So then what I did is I pulled the flag out of my pocket, like whipped it in the air, screamed, and I ran to the other side of the line. And I'm like, we won! Oh man, that was such a good feeling. That was the first time I actually won any game in gym in my whole life.
Through very good cunning, I might add. That's a very good strategy.
Oh yeah, like that was fun. I remember I made a lot of people angry that time, but my team was like, that was so smart. Like they saw me on the other side and they kept their mouth shut.
They're like, yeah.
Can you imagine if somebody from my team was like, Anjali, what are you doing over there? I would have come and given them a smack on the face.
It's like, don't let your stupidity bring others down. No.
Anyways,
that's a good one.
I have a lot of fun ones. And then track and field. Oh,
track and field.
That was.
What were your events?
What were my events?
Yeah.
What did I sign up for? I couldn't really do anything. So,
give yourself some credit.
You know what was annoying? It was mandatory. I was like, why is it mandatory? So I was like, you have to do, I think, 2 activities minimum.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, and I was like, man, I can't do anything. So I would always sign up for the 100-meter sprint because that's like, torture, but short term.
Mm-hmm.
So just
short-term torture, yeah.
Short-term torture. And then javelin.
I did javelin too, yeah.
So, look, I can't throw, right? So I already knew I was going to be bad. So I would go there, I'd literally just stand and be like, let it drop in front of me. One time the wind blew it backwards. That was a whole other level of bad in junior high in terms of sports, but it blew it backwards. And I remember Mrs. Lovell was pick it up, do it again. I'm like, but I'm done.
I threw the thing. It's on the ground.
My story is about the 100-meter dash, like the sprint. I remember I that like there would be 2 rounds. Like you'd first make groups and then there'd be a final heat and then they would select the top 3.
Yeah.
To go into the whatever other like the main track and field event. So every track and field, like each year, every track and field event, I'd always make groups with my friends who I knew were slow, right? And if there was one friend of mine who I knew was like really fast, I'd like put my hand on their face, and be like, go somewhere else. We're not friends today. So
really fast, I heard fat.
No, fast. So I think this was grade 8. And luckily my friends were all really slow anyways, so I wasn't concerned.
Physically.
Yes, physically. So we made a group together and it was so dumb. We were standing, we were joking around. We're like, guys, we're all slow. Like, it's just a matter of like, who's the least slowest? And we're like, haha. And then as a joke, I swear, I was like, it would be so funny. I was thinking like Squidward, kind of like when Squidward does like a little dance. I'm like, if we ran and then right near the finish line, if we start doing a body roll, right, towards the finish line. And I said that like laughing. I didn't realize they all took me seriously. So we were running and then we were like doing the 100-meter sprint and maybe like 20 meters before the finish line, suddenly I see everyone around me stop and do something. And I'm the Baysham friend as I am, right? I see them stop and body roll and I'm like, what? I'm like, okay, let's use this to our advantage. And I sprinted right past them and I went and got first place. And I remember when we got there and my friends were like, bro, I thought we were doing a body roll. I'm like, that was a joke. Why would we do a body roll for the whole school? And then the thing was, it backfired because then I got put into the final heat with actually fast runners. So it was like 100 meters. Like it was like five of us, I think, and four. And I remember one of my guy classmates was a timer. It was really embarrassing. So 4 of them are like all the way forward, and I'm still halfway there. So I get there, and the guy, just for the sake of me, he like stops the timer. He's like, "Yeah, like 5 minutes."
For 100 meters?
I don't know, but
Okay.
it was bad. It was bad.
You should have just been like, I'm actually doing the 800 meter right now. This is my pace.
Yeah. No, track and field was funny. You did. I think you used to do like the long running stuff,
Yeah.
and you
'cause
actually got to like the main track and field event, right?
I did like the long distance. I think it was called the 5,000 meter. Or no, 1,500. Sorry, 1,500. That's 5K. You know, it's 1,500 meters. So 1.5, like
Mhm.
pretty much a mile. Yeah. I just wish I'd practiced more because I just showed up and winged it. Wung it?
Mhm.
Is that the past tense of winged it?
Winged it.
I thought
Yeah.
I was going to do a sound effect.
Oh no.
Yeah, I just winged it, but I was like looking back, I'm like, if I actually trained, I could have been a lot better at long distance running. I also tried javelin too. I think I just did that because it was fun to throw something, and it was fun when we in I think grade 7 and 8 we had like the plastic ones,
Hmm.
and then grade 9 there's like the steel actual sharp point that something could kill someone ones.
Yeah,
That's when it stopped being fun because
Oh.
that's when it's like it got serious. I was like, this thing is heavy.
man, I don't remember. I think in grade 9 I switched from javelin to shot put. What was it?
Like the metal ball.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What was that called?
Shot put.
Shot put. Yeah. Yeah, that was even funnier because it was heavy, and you just go, ugh, and it just drops in front of you.
Way more dangerous though because if it lands on your toes, like that was like it was a heavy ball.
Yeah, whatever.
Track and field was fun though, just because it was like there was a day of track and field,
Mhm.
and then it was everyone that was like being serious about it, and then also everybody that's just trying to have fun. So there'd be like snacks and like freezies and freeze pops.
The freezies.
Yeah.
I remember that.
you got a treat, right?
Yeah.
So that was always fun, and it's a good mix. It's good to have like a mix of goofing off and people actually trying to compete.
Mhm.
So I think that was good. Is that we've been doing a lot of gym talk?
Yeah.
Do we have any?
Let's move on. We can now talk about junior high scandals. Ooh. Is there an ooh sound effect? Not really.
Nah. That makes it sound like it's like a crime scene though.
Well, pretty much. It's junior high scandals we're talking about. Sorry, we're starting low, like lowest scandal.
Yeah.
Oh man, I didn't arrange these chronologically.
Well, however you want then.
Okay, then maybe you can talk
Maybe I should
about.
mention the fact that how oblivious I was in general.
Oh yeah, like a lot of the scandals you didn't even know. I feel like as a girl, like you know a little bit more about the drama and gossip.
Not just girls, like guys knew about stuff too. I just was so like spaced out in terms of like social interactions in junior high.
Junior high was like your like zoned out phase in life.
Socially, at least.
Yeah,
I was focused on just like
school.
Yeah.
And now everything's switched now.
I'm still in school. I'm still. What are you trying to say?
Okay, well, why don't you explain this broken Chromebook scandal?
Oh man, we gotta talk about Mr. Ho first though, because that guy, he deserves a medal. He deserves a Nobel Prize for dealing with us.
Let's do a shout out to Mr. Ho.
Shout out to Mr. Ho. He was one of the best math teachers I've ever had.
Same, but if Mr. Ho ever watches this podcast, I would like to sincerely apologize for the mental trauma I gave him, because genuinely I was a pain. I was physically and emotionally. I swear, like I feel like all of us, especially our class, but I think the classes after us too, gave him such a hard time.
I think we're the reason he's close to retiring.
No. Every time we meet him, he literally is like, guys, I'm about to retire. I'm about to retire next semester.
I can't
Next
take it
year.
anymore.
And it's been like 10 years. And every time we go back to visit the junior high, we're like, you're still here. I think he's getting close though, because almost everyone's left.
Like in the original teachers as well.
Original teachers.
Yeah.
But man, Mr. Ho, like, I think we should keep like the details about Mr. Ho like later though, because
Yeah.
we have like, I have stories about Mr. Ho and all the other teachers.
Mhm.
I'm sure you do too.
Yeah.
So what is this?
Oh, the
broken
Chromebooks.
Chromebook?
Yeah. So I think Chromebooks were pretty new actually when we were in junior high, in the sense that they were rolling them out, and they're the huge Chromebook carts. And for some reason, I think teachers are encouraged to make their lessons more Chromebook accessible. So we'd have math classes, and we'd use Chromebooks for like graphing stuff or something.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I remember.
But then the math classes always ended up devolving, and then at one point the Chromebook, some I'm not gonna name names obviously, but somebody broke the screen of the Chromebook. through whatever horseplay that was happening.
I feel like I can already tell who this was.
You know who it was.
I don't remember. I don't know the story, but I feel like the way you're describing it, there's like one name that comes in my head.
It's that name.
Okay.
And so the kid, he broke it, and then it sent Mr. Ho into like shock. He was like, "How do you?" It was like 10 minutes, and then
but how?
But how? And then the kid was trying to convince Mr. Ho that Mr. Ho, the screen's not broken. It's the LCD crystals. They're just misaligned. If I do it like this, it'll fix it. Made it worse.
Why did they actually?
Because they're trying to like Chromebook was on and like screen was shattered, and you could see like the image being distorted.
Yeah, and they're reversing it.
And they're like, if I do it like this, it'll fix it.
Wait, actually, I think after this podcast, I need to know who this was because it sounds like that person, but I don't know. And that's hilarious.
It was so.
I never knew about this.
It was. I mean, it was sad at the time because Mr. Ho was like tearing his hair out. He's like, "These are new Chromebooks.
Oh, no.
Why would you do this?" And then just made him worse with the extra crank on it.
If this was you, I hope you remember this story because that's hilarious.
It was so fun. It's funny now.
Oh man.
I mean, it was funny back then for me too, but
like,
not for Mr. Ho.
It's like, it's not broken. Let me just redo
the LCD crystals. He knew the right words to say. He knew it was an LCD display, but the crystals don't. Yeah, whatever, man. It's like when you know what the problem is, but you don't know how to fix it. So you just start talking about the problem.
Man, I feel so bad for Mr. Ho, the things he dealt with.
Oh man.
So anyways, we won't talk about him yet.
Okay.
I think he's a whole other
I wouldn't count this. I wouldn't count this as a scandal, but it was.
No, that's a scandal.
Property damage.
That's a good scandal. That's a good scandal. Okay, so there's one. This will merge two topics for me. I wanted to talk about this anyways.
Mm-hmm.
One thing about our junior high is that the boys' bathroom design was horrendous, like terrible. The girls' bathroom design at least made sense. So there was like, if I have to explain it, there's like a wall. So there's like a wall covering the door to the girls' bathroom. So you actually have to walk behind the wall down a path and then take a left. So it's like there's a wall covering it. The boys' bathroom was in front of lockers, and I think we had like different sections of lockers per grade. So this was the section for grade 9s at the time. And the boys' bathroom door, there's no wall covering it. It's just facing those lockers. And I had a locker right in front of the boys' bathroom. Man, I hated it because every time that bathroom door would open, it would open wide. And I swear there was some sort of mirror or reflection.
There was a huge mirror.
There was a mirror right in front of the door, and it reflected the urinals. So you can see, like, if you accidentally glance into the boys' bathroom,
You just see someone standing at the urinal.
you can see some guy, like, facing the urinal. It was so awkward. I'm like, I feel like when I have to go to my locker, I couldn't turn around. Like, I had to like blindly just like shuffle away so I don't have to like catch a glimpse. 'Cause I remember one time I saw it and I'm like, what is wrong with this bathroom? But anyways, I don't know which grade this was, but I think boys in junior high just do dumb stuff. And I remember there being an announcement where they had to tell us, like, whatever, good morning, students. Just a reminder, especially for the boys, please don't flush books down the toilet. Because apparently some guy or guys decided to flush, like, I don't know, books or textbooks or something, like paper and books, like actual books, in the toilet. Like, they put in the toilet and they tried pressing flush, and it clogged the toilet. And I think there was like flooding or something.
And then poor Ricky had to deal with it.
Who?
Ricky?
Oh, yes, the janitor.
He was such a G. He played ping pong with us. Anyways, yeah.
But man, like, I remember when they said that announcement, we were sitting in class. I was like, really? What are these guys on? It was just books. One time I think there was clothes too.
Yeah, I remember the clothes thing. Yeah.
Somebody like tried flushing clothes. Like, what level of thinking did you have to put something in the toilet? Fine. If you're trying to discard it, put it in the toilet. But to press the flush, what did you think was going to happen? It's going to dissolve.
I think it was like the spirit of curiosity, spirit of invention.
Keep your spirit of curiosity and invention at your house, not in school. Go flush the toilet. Go flush your toys and your whatever clothes and your books in your house. Not in junior high.
Okay, fair enough.
But I guess I'll blame the emotional wreck.
The hormones.
Yeah, hormones.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Did you have a lot of these scandals were things I wrote? Did you have anything?
Like I said, I was pretty oblivious. So maybe there were scandals. There could be a scandal happening behind me, but beside me, I just wouldn't know. I think you'd have to be the one to tell me that there's something going on. I'd be like, no way.
Okay, well,
Anyways,
I'll
we'll
tell
move
more
on.
scandals, but you contribute if you remember, if it jogs anything.
I'll try.
So, a lot of my scandals have to do with boys, and I'm not being sexist. I want to make this clear. It's just those boys were involved in those scandals. So, another there's two separate occasions. So these are two separate scandals, but essentially the same thing and the same group of boys.
Okay.
One time in junior high, I think there were these boys that were sitting at the gazebo we had in the playground, and they were playing cards. And we had this teacher, Miss Greet. She was very like strict about like, like no swearing and everything. So these boys are playing cards, and they're getting really into it, and they're like screaming, right? They're swearing.
I think I was
where's
there.
Where's that swear thing?
What is
Oh,
this
no,
one?
it's not that. Yeah, like what? Give me an example. What do you think they were saying?
You mother. I don't know. I want to say it in an accent.
I think you were there.
I played cards in junior high, so I feel like I was in.
I think you were there.
Yeah,
but it was like some brown guys too. Like I remember.
I played cards with brown guys.
But I remember one time, like these guys were like playing, and somebody, like a few guys, started swearing out loud, and Miss Greet just happened to be walking by, and this was outside, whatever. Man, they got in trouble.
Because it was also an elementary school too.
Yeah, so they got in trouble, and they had a big talk and whatever with her. And then the second time was during that same study session during finals, and on the Chromebooks, instead of studying, some boys decided to play like a online game, and there was like a chat room in the game. So in the chat room, they're messaging about that same teacher, Miss Greet, and they're writing like, I don't remember what it was, but they were writing like stupid stuff about her. And then someone wrote something like, like it seemed like a threat, but they wrote something about.
It's because in the game, I think it was Town of Salem. It's like Mafia online.
Yeah, but I think somebody made their username her name.
Yeah, that's what it was.
And then in the chat, they were just playing the game, so they wrote, "Yo, kill Greet."
Yeah.
And apparently, so I look, how dumb can you be? They're playing this game, and one of the guys, she's just standing behind him while they're messaging in the group chat, and he's on his laptop playing like this, like like hunched shoulders and da da da. He's typing on his keyboard. She's just standing behind him for 5 minutes, reading it, and then they got in trouble. And she was starting like saying like, "I'm scared because I feel like they're threatening to like, kill me."
Actually hurt, yeah.
And oh man,
that was like a complete like two different worlds colliding they shouldn't have.
And I think those guys almost got in really big trouble. Like I think they're about to get suspended. Yeah. And man, I just remember hearing about that, and I was like, "What is going on? Like, y'all, just why?"
I think it was just two worlds colliding when they shouldn't have, and just dumb choices made all around. Actually, not all around. I'm not going to say
not all around.
The teacher was wrong. Yeah, no, it's just.
But I just found it so funny that she stood behind him,
just read
it, and you just don't realize a teacher's hovering behind you. Like I feel like I have enough of a sixth sense to tell if a teacher's next to me.
Yeah.
But that was another one. And then
these are pretty tame as far as that, because I'm pretty sure like other junior highs.
I'll tell a scandal about me. I won't go in detail though. I'll keep it brief just to keep it like, mysterious. I almost got suspended from junior high as well. And it was on accounts for physical assault. So I had my phase of where I was a very angry young girl, and I made a mistake. So almost got suspended. It was an interesting time. That was the first time I got called into the office, and I was used to getting called into the office for like good stuff. So when they're like, "Anjali, they're calling you to the office," I was like, "Ooh, principal's award!" Like, I was like, "Am I about to get an award for leadership, principal?" I go in the office and they're like, "Bro, you're about to get suspended." I was like, "What?"
You walk in, you're like, "Hey, what's up, teach?"
Yeah, I was like, I actually didn't
what's happening?
I actually walked in like very like excited. I'm like, I'm about to get gifted something, right? Because I thought I was very privileged because in elementary and early junior high, I would get like whatever, like I would get along with like especially like vice principals. Man, this time, oh man, that memory will be burned into my head for the rest of my life.
It was an accident though, so
yeah, but I will say it was a good learning opportunity for me. Mm-hmm. Now I know what not to do, in the sense that like, not like that sounded wrong. In the sense like I learned my lesson.
Yeah.
But
I think everyone has to learn lessons the hard way at some point, right?
But I think this is a good reminder that no, you don't know everyone's perfect. Mm-hmm. I think on social media, it's so easy to be like, wow, this person's life is going according to how they want it. They don't realize that person also made mistakes in life.
Yeah.
So
100%.
I guess you didn't have that level of scandal.
I had that in elementary. I punched someone.
Really?
That's elementary though. That's a different. No, I can't.
I didn't know about that.
Can we talk about it or?
I guess no, it's
It's
elementary.
elementary.
All right. So now we have our next segment. This segment is called Runway or Runaway, and I'll let Mavia take over.
I'm first of all very proud of the name. I came up with that last night. And basically, we have interesting fashion choices in junior high, or as kids in general. So what we're going to do is list our signature look or parts of our signature look, and then we have to agree if it was either a runway look, so runway like the model to fashionable, or runaway as in get it out of here.
It doesn't have to be all like looks that are specific to me because there were some trends that were like amongst the girls in junior high. Can we bring those into?
I think we should.
Okay.
Let's
I don't know if guys had that.
Maybe I'll think about it, but I had a couple of signature items that I want to talk about.
Okay, so
First
one
of all-
item at a time or all of your items?
Let's go one at a time. Because first of all, this is a very clear. This will be a very polarizing option. But monkey hats. Do you know what those are?
Like a ski mask?
It's like a ski mask, except it's much thicker, made out of wool, not cool,
Mhm.
and has like a little peanut thing at the top.
No, really?
You've seen it.
I don't remember.
It's a monkey cap, the brown one. I used to wear it in winter
In junior high? How am I supposed to remember that?
because I think you.
I've erased all memories of bad fashion.
You've made fun of it. You made fun of me for it for sure.
Well, let's say run away then. So it's like, so it had a cutout for your eyes and mouth
Yeah.
and nose.
Mhm.
And then there was a little blob at the top.
Just because like it was too big for me.
Oh.
It was my dad's, I think. You think slip it on. It's a thick wool ski mask that's oversized.
That's a runaway. That's a runaway.
Maybe making a comeback now though.
Where?
People wear ski masks now, like as a fashion statement.
We need a boo sound. A boo sound effect.
Get off the stage.
Boo.
That's definitely runaway.
That's definitely runaway. Oh, for me, very first day of junior high, I came in a pink poofy dress.
Like
That's
a princess dress.
a princess dress. Pink poofy princess dress. First day of, not my fault because I wore a uniform for my whole life, so I didn't know how to dress myself. Pink poofy princess dress, and it said princess at the front. What do you think?
No.
Yeah, that's fair. I'd say no too. If you said yes, I'd have been like, "What's wrong with you?"
It's a bit much.
That was cringe.
I think the what sends it over the top is the fact that it says princess written on it. Like the label is a bit much. Maybe you could have gotten away with just like the pink
I
dress.
should have kept it for memories.
What'd you do with it?
I donated it.
So you gave it to some other poor kid.
Yeah.
Oh no.
It's let it continue the trauma. Okay, next.
Okay, for me, another item I had was I put it on the list. Oh yeah, cargo jeans. Man, first of all, let me say I have a love-hate relationship with jeans. I hate jeans because they're like I feel they're like just itchy, scratchy, too rough.
Mhm.
But then when I actually get into a pair of jeans that I like and I wear them in, I never stop wearing them. I also really like pockets. I love pockets. So if you're telling me there's a pair of worn out jeans that are really comfortable that has a bunch of pockets too, I'm in them every day
I would say that's like in
without
between.
washing.
In between.
No, I'll wash
Okay.
them.
I think that's in between runaway and runway. Like I like the idea of cargo, but maybe not jeans, but pants. Like that's something that's now trending again, or
Yeah.
was recently. So I don't mind cargo pants, but I remember the cargo jeans you're talking about like very clearly because you wore it every single day.
They were pretty much uniform at that point.
Yeah, like this is the thing about boys, right? Like you guys find like something you like, and then you just wear it
Right.
every single day. Every single day.
I'm kind of like that with this hoodie right now.
I know. I'm getting tired of it.
But it's a great hoodie.
Okay, my next one is long boots. So boots that went up to like, I think like just under my knees.
I think that's runway.
Runway. I agree. Those are cool. But I want to sidetrack here.
Yeah.
This is a really short story. It's really funny. Junior high, I had a pink. You heard of the story, I think. I had a pink. And it was my very first phone, anyways, that I got in elementary. But grade 7, I had a pink flip phone. And it was like a really cool one. It was like pink and it was LG, I think, and it flipped and you have a keyboard where you can in horizontally, but otherwise it's like a phone.
Yeah.
And I had this tendency, because I used to watch Wizards of Waverly Place a lot that time in junior high, and Alex Russo kept her wand in her boots, and I thought she was the coolest thing ever. I had no wand. The closest thing I had to magic was my phone. So I used to put my phone in my boots. One time, my mom picked me up from junior high, and I had my phone. Like my phone was on me or whatever. And then I go in the car, and I'm like looking. I'm like, "Where's my phone?" And then we panic. And I'm like, "Mom, I think I lost my phone. It's probably in the school somewhere." So at the end of the school, instead of going home, my mom's in the car. I go into school and I search the entire school. Like I ran around the whole school, looked in classrooms, my locker, looking for my phone. Then my mom came in. She started looking with me. Where did her phone go? And then we even went to like the principal's office, vice principal. We told like the admin staff that I lost my phone to keep a lookout. So I'm like really upset. I'm like crying my eyes out. We get in the car and she's like driving. And then suddenly I'm like, wait a sec. And I pull my phone out of my boots.
Just casually.
I was like, wait a sec, I feel something. And I forgot I started putting my phone in my boots. So boots always remind me of that story.
Did you tell your mom after that you found the phone?
No, I said in front of her. Oh man, the amount of trouble I got into.
You should have just like kept it away and be like next day be like, oh,
I lost it. No, I lost it anyways after like a few months again.
Oh, okay.
Whoever has that phone, you have all of my precious pictures in there. Please return them.
All
those old phone pictures, man. I miss my phone.
All 500 pixels of them.
Yep.
Those cameras back in the day. Yeah. I don't know how was the camera back then?
It's not bad, but I had like cute photos in there from when I was like in grade 5, grade 6.
Oh.
My brother and my parents, but it's gone.
Oh, I think we talked about this last episode. The rectangular metal glasses.
The Guju look.
Yeah, the pubescent teen Guju look.
That is definitely a runaway.
Runaway, okay.
Runaway.
The reason I didn't like them was because the fact I had glasses in the first place. Because I got glasses in grade 8, and I cried.
Oh yeah.
I cried my eyes out. I was like, I don't want glasses. It felt like such a pain to wear them. And I still don't want glasses, I'll be honest. If I could get laser eye surgery, I would, like, right away.
I don't want glasses either. And I fixed that.
With laser eye surgery.
Yes. But I get that. I cried when I got glasses. And I also had metal glasses in junior high. Mm-hmm. Grade 7, I had metal glasses. Grade 8 was when the world transitioned into the trend of those black plastic rectangular shaped glasses. And that time they looked so cool to me just because I was in. When I look back at pictures, I'm like, ew.
They're a bit big.
What was that?
A bit bulky. I don't think they suit the faces of like young people.
Yeah, also, it's not just that. Like, I think each person suits different looks. And these were like rectangular. And I think we needed something more roundish.
Yeah.
So it looked really ugly. Mm-hmm. But yeah, so like we all kind of transitioned in past the metal frame glasses, but you kind of stayed stuck to it.
You mean past junior high?
No, like after grade 7, like up to grade 7, the metal glasses, they were like, I get it.
Oh,
but after that, you were late to the trend. You transitioned to the plastic glasses in like high school.
Yeah, that's true.
So you were always behind the trend for some reason.
And even in high school, it was like the rectangular plastic.
You got the rectangular ones, even though like the roundish ones came into style then.
Well, it's part of the Guju look, you know? You gotta go through it at least once.
I guess. Okay. My next one for my looks, it's not really a clothing item, but like my long braid.
Yeah, I think that counts as like a fashion choice because you choose to keep it that way.
I think grade 7 was the only time I kept my hair long and braided. After that, I chopped it off and kept my hair down almost all the time.
I think it was Runway though.
Yeah.
Because you kept it well maintained too, didn't you? Like you actually oiled it and everything.
Oh, but you know what? That long hair, or even the short hair, I used to put it up in a ponytail, and I used to whip. I used to like, you know when you walk in the hallway and girls like to like swing their ponytail around? So then sometimes, I don't know, I don't even want to share it. I'm so like, it's so cringe. I just want to annoy people. So I take my ponytail because I knew there was some like weight to it.
Mass.
Like it was like heavy, right? And like imagine this was like now, like if I did that to you, I would be like, Bubby, come here, and bring him close. And I go whoosh and whip his face, like a slap across his face with my hair. One time was so bad that your glasses flew away.
Yeah.
So, man, the things I've done.
I think you get a pass for it though.
Yeah.
You don't do it anymore.
Luckily.
Like
all right.
I think we talked about this with scraggly beard.
Yeah, shaggy.
Runaway.
That's runaway.
Just shave until you can actually afford until you can afford a good beard. Just shave it.
Yep.
I think the reason I didn't shave mine was because my parents were pretty adamant about me not shaving
Mhm.
because they wanted to, whatever reason, they just wanted to keep it in one condition until it was fully ready. I don't agree with that. I think shave first and then figure out how to make it come back properly.
Awesome. I think we're done with this one.
Yeah.
We're at our 1 hour mark already. So,
Really, that's been an hour?
yep.
Okay. Do we have anything else like pressing we have to talk about?
Let's see here. So, I think we got through like some stories, and we'll probably have to do a part 2 for our junior high stories because we have a lot of content and we can't go through all of junior high now. But I think at the end of the day, what we learned was, it was an emotional roller coaster junior high.
It was the best of times.
No, it was the
It
worst of
was-
times.
No, it's a quote. It's a quote. It was the best of times. It was the worst of times. It was the age of wisdom. It was the age of foolishness.
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 I don't know who said that, but it's a very profound quote, apparently. I think that fits junior high.
I don't know. I just want to say junior high was very cringe.
Okay. That's
It
one way
was
to put it.
eventful. It was embarrassing. And if I could wipe out a lot of those memories, I would. But I can't. So that's why we're talking about it now, so that neither of you can wipe it out anymore if you've forgotten about those stories or if you shared similar experiences in your respective junior high. What?
You lost the game.
Did it stop recording?
No, the game.
What game?
The game?
I lost which game?
You lost the game.
What game?
It's we'll end off on this. But in junior high, there's this thing. It's like a common thing, but the game is you win the game by not thinking about the game. So when somebody goes up to you and says you lost the game,
Oh my God. I remember from day one.
from day one,
From day one.
from the very first day we started the game,
We definitely lost the game.
and we lost the game.
We definitely lost the game.
We were winning for a while, and now you lost the game too.